YouTube family?
What's up? All right, YouTube. We have another one. All right. Cardi B. She's going off again. But this time now, I mean, I don't know. However you feel about Cardi B, I don't know. She always going to have something to say. But she's talking about inflation this time. Now, you know, the White House had a party this weekend or the other day to celebrate, guess what? Us being broke.
You see they had a
Yes, what? A party.
Who had a party?
The White House.
Celebrate us being
broke.
Celebrate
us being broke. Or should I just say celebrate us not being able to afford eggs or milk? But I think it's just saying broke. But seriously, it is, how are people surviving the inflation? But Biden and, you know, the White House think that...
Cardi B is asking that question, right?
Yes. So she goes off on it, how people surviving at this point. But they had a party. They didn't invite us.
I wouldn't want to come anyway if they had a party.
Well, that's true.
The Democrats had a party. I want to go to their party.
Well, I don't want to go to the party, but I want to find out why they had a party to celebrate inflation or the lack of inflation.
I can imagine being at the party. It'd be fake food. I'm like, is this fake food, you guys?
Lies in the air.
Plastic apples.
Hey,
plastic bananas. You be like, what y'all flogging?
Yeah, they flogging. But this is a good one, so because we got Nancy Pelosi forcing people to clap. It's amazing.
Let's get to it, baby.
All right.
Talk about bad timing yesterday. President Biden threw a party, to celebrate the passage of his so-called Inflation Reduction Act, which doesn't reduce inflation. And while he and other top Democrats were reveling, the Dow plunged nearly 1,300 points. You could even see it in the right-hand corner as he celebrated. Quite a contrast. It was its steepest slide in more than 2 years, following Tuesday's scathing inflation report. The Labor Department revealing its consumer price index rose 8.3% in August from the same month a year ago. But Americans didn't need those numbers to know just how bad things really are. Food prices have seen their highest increase in more than 40 years. Look at that. Cost of eggs, milk, and other basic staples are all going through the roof. But it appears Democrats are out of touch with Americans. Here's Nancy Pelosi yesterday asking for a round of applause.
Mr. President, thank you for unifying and inspiring a vision of a stronger, fairer, safer future for all, for our children. Your extraordinary leadership has made this glorious day possible. That's an applause line.
She didn't sound like she believed herself saying that. But what are they clapping for?
I don't think she dare. Everything's fake.
Yeah. It was cringe. I'm not sure who throws a party as the Titanic's sinking, but there appears to be a Debbie Downer that attended the party, or at least was a bystander. Harris, take a look at the media.
I just think they're all clones, man. They be clones.
Oh, she sound like,
Joe Biden clone. Listen, Pelosi, she be clone. All of them be clone, man.
You so stupid.
A whole bunch of clone Democrats. Oh,
so
man.
silly.
Hey, folks, I'm here with Publishers Clearinghouse, and we're giving away some real serious money.
Now, with this
listening
inflation,
there to President Biden at the White House. He's celebrating the passage of the Inflation Reduction Act. He says that he's been fighting Big Pharma for decades. But there is this unfortunate split screen right now with the Dow taking a total beating, down more than 1,200 points. And so it feels like it's hard to be celebratory for some people in the crowd.
New inflation data today showing that consumer prices remain painfully high for Americans, which led to a really rough day for the stock market.
A tough day to have the big Inflation Reduction Act event, as they did at the White House.
It was a
with
party.
This number that came out yesterday.
Inflation, and it's really impacting Americans' lives. The costs just keep skyrocketing.
They act like this is new. I guess for them, maybe it is breaking news. I thought the term unfortunate flip screen. How about the facts that don't roll with the president partying like it's 1999? Like, why don't we just call stuff what it is? Why do we have to be so delicate? I'm not saying cuss on film, on tape. I'm saying just be real and be honest. We're in trouble economically. And the president doesn't see it, doesn't hear it. I mean, the New York Post calling him tone deaf.
Do it, Biden! Tell the truth!
Tone deaf, yes. Blind
Tell
deaf,
the truth!
But now are we looking at the world's only living heart donor? Because when you look at the price of food right now...
Do it, Biden! Tell the truth! The thing is that he know the truth, man. He did. It's like they put on this big old front, like nothing's going on, and they think they're fooling people, and it's not. It's right there on the screen.
It is on the screen. It was right next to his head. Well, hand. How do you not? Okay, I understand they may not buy their own food, but come on, like for real, really, milk. I mean, what is that? I bought 2 things of eggs from the Walmart. And they were like $9, and I was like, we about to get some chickens.
$9.
It was like for the 2 crate with the 36 eggs. That was $9, almost $10.
Wow.
Yeah.
They got fist bumps. They doing fist bumps though. Go ahead, let's get it, baby. Let's get to it.
It is hard to say that your policies are working. Right. We need a fireside chat with a little of I feel your pain. And remember, that worked mightily for Bill Clinton. Mm-hmm. And who cares about all that, though, in the politics? What will work mightily for the American people? Is he trying to figure that out? Did he read the CBO score on the Inflation Reduction Act? Mm-hmm. Did he read the Penn-Wharton model? Does he know that it doesn't even approach touching inflation till beyond 2031? Because the deficit, doesn't work on inflation the way that he thinks it does.
No, you're right. I'll never forget when you brought up those numbers to Senator Manchin. They're real numbers, and
he called me a liar to my face.
Wow.
Well, what am I now? Yeah. I was telling the truth.
You were telling the truth. The numbers don't lie. You presented them with your footnotes and data points and everything. Steve, but the press secretary should have taken a note on that end and brought her facts and data points, because here was her answer when asked about inflation.
When you look at the data, the inflation data, we're seeing more progress bringing global inflation.
Darn it, Kareem, tell the truth! Darn it, Kareem, tell the truth!
Who is
We can handle the truth!
We can't. You know, so upset. He scared me.
Flat in our country.
Wait,
Kareem,
what?
Karen, whatever her name is, tell the truth. Wait, Karen, it's Karen. Tell the truth, Karen. Tell the truth. Karen, tell the truth. But I'm going to call you Kareem. That's your new name, Kareem. I can't just give her that name. I like that name better.
What, Karen?
I don't want Karen. I want Kareem.
Kareem? Okay,
Karen
call her Kareem, babe.
We got too many Karens already.
Okay, but no, she's right. No, she can't be Karen. Karens do it differently.
Yeah, exactly. So, Kareem. Dirty Kareem, tell the truth. She always have lies when she go up
and
there.
She use her hands
everything.
Too much.
I mean, you can have people losing their arms. Everything went okay. Had a couple of people lose their arms, but they're doing okay right now. They actually went home that same day, and it's like, what, lady, stop.
Yes.
And I know she's doing her job, man. She can't get up. She wants to tell the truth. I can see it. It's at the tip of her tongue, but she's like, man, I got to keep my job, man.
Progress bringing global inflation down in the U.S. economy. Overall, prices have been essentially flat in our country these last 2 months. That is welcome news for American families. Every day this summer, gas prices have come down.
Okay, no, she is lying. Let me tell you how I know she's lying.
Tell the truth.
No, let me tell you. I was off all summer, and I didn't drive my car anywhere. I always had gas. I didn't go anywhere. But I had to feed those kids every day, and them toddlers can eat.
Mm-hmm. And Karine is saying what?
And that little
What's
punk
Karine saying?
just said that the prices was low in August and all the things. Lies.
Yeah, I need to remember that name. It's not Karen's Kareem. Make sure I remember that.
Liar, light your pants on fire. And I like, oh God,
We are at about $1, have come down on average $1.30 a gallon. That is because of the work that this administration did with the lead.
What about cheese, eggs, and bread? And I want me a ribeye so bad. Oh my God, but I gotta buy bread for these daggone kids to make sandwiches. But the price of these things went down. I don't see it. I don't see it. What American sees their grocery bill going down? You are out of your mind if you still want to vote as a Democrat. What?
Leadership of this president. This month, we saw some welcome moderation in the price increases for food at the grocery store. It's moderating, which is important, and real wages are going up again for the second month in a row.
Going to pop this up really quick just because she said that prices are essentially flat. Right. So we have a chart. It shows that they've gone up to 8.3%. This is like saying your child has gotten a 1.0 GPA for 2 years and it's essentially flat. That is technically true, but it's flat at 1.0.
Yeah, but kidding. Look, they're going with that graph right there. You're going up the mountain. Right now we're at the top of the mountain and the mountain is flat. So technically she's right, but the number is really high. The price of eggs has gone up something like 40% in the last year, which is unbelievable. And you know, as bad as electricity and everything else, the number that is jaw-dropping, since it's fall is around the corner here, is the cost of fuel oil.
Yeah.
For a lot of people here in the Northeast and the North, they rely on fuel oil. It's up 70%. Now think about that. I'm old enough to remember when Jimmy Carter was president of the United States.
You're just a baby.
And prices were through the roof, I'm telling you. And you know what he said when everything was very expensive, particularly oil? He said, you know what you need to do, America? You need to whip inflation now. They had these win buttons. And so he said, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to turn down your thermostat. And you know what you do when it's cold? Put on a sweater. So apparently that's going to be Joe Biden's advice. You know what, folks? Things are expensive. Get a sweater. Macy's is having a sale.
Yeah, that won't work in California, though.
You know what, man?
14 degrees and their grid was shut down.
I really hate when Karen get up there and lie, man. It really irks me because I'm like, man, be truthful, man. I mean, but I know they're not going to be truthful. You know, you're not going to bash, your own party. But you still have to be real. You know what I'm saying? Because you got people out here that's really feeling it. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that, everything's okay, but yet I don't see it's okay. I mean, what are you looking at? Whose income you looking at?
She got on them things. What is it? Virtual reality.
Every time Karen get up there, she got something else she's saying, though, man. Karine always doing something. And
Okay, who you think wrote that for her?
Karine.
So she went.
Karine wrote it for herself.
She wrote it for herself.
Or Biden wrote it.
Byron and Kamala.
Yeah, whatever.
They all got together and did it.
People couldn't charge anything, including those electric cars everybody's supposed to buy.
No kidding.
Get a sweater, Laura, or listen to a song that the New York Post describes as reportedly about suicide and heroin addiction, as they did yesterday when James Taylor played this for us.
Oh, that was played at the party.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Sonia. I've been using Tubari for...
My body's aching and my time is at hand. I won't make it any other way. I have seen fire and I've seen rain.
And how about James Taylor, a voice that heals our soul and unites the nation?
Wow. This is probably the most appropriate part of yesterday altogether, was the choice of this song, because apparently this song was, Kaylee, to your point, written about suicide, and they decided to play this song at their big celebratory event at the White House for the so-called Inflation Reduction Act. I mean, all of it is so infuriating. What you were just talking about, Steve, with the press secretary. The fact that we have a press secretary, a White House, a government who they feel it's totally acceptable just to lie to the American people and gaslight us and constantly just tell us whatever
what she
it is
said,
they
gaslight
think they can
us.
do to cover up the problem of the day.
Yes.
That is infuriating to the
That's
American
what
people because
upsets
there are
me.
no solutions.
All
to
jokes
cover up.
aside,
We
that's
have
what
seen
upsets
with
me,
the numbers
man.
that came
The
out
lies.
yesterday with the drop in the Dow. We have seen that obviously the Fed raising rates doesn't fix inflation, that dumping $1.9 trillion into an economy does not fix inflation. You have to change policy, and they are not willing to do that. And so I think all of this yesterday was so insulting.
Yeah.
Emily, James Taylor, not the only pop culture celeb weighing into inflation.
That's right. Your girl Cardi B weighed in too. And here's the thing. This is what I love about her is that she's unabashedly herself, obviously, right? Unapologetically so. And she represents a human, an American citizen. So she went on IG Live and she was talking about her family and the issues that they were facing. She was saying there's surging mortgage costs. There's a lack of inventory. No one is selling their home. And she said, I was looking at some areas, the way that the prices soar up. How are people surviving? She said, I want to know. My family and my friends, they're so grateful to have me.
We have that soundbite. So
great.
Can you just play it?
Yes. Perfect.
How are people surviving? I want to know. Like my family and my friends, they're so grateful to have me. But it's just like, yo, what happened to people that don't have a me? What's going on with the people that don't have a me? Not just rest that like Britain and LA, they're gonna start having more blackouts because Britain gotta pay double the price when it comes to electricity, and LA is I knew that this was gonna happen. I knew we was gonna have a financial crisis.
She's absolutely right, Kaylee. She says, what do people do who don't have a me? And she hit the nail on the head too when she said all these promises are being made, but living is unbearable. Here's what's interesting to note as well, you guys. So on her Instagram that she put that on, she has 139 million followers.
Wow.
The president just has 18.9. On Twitter, which she also posted this to, 28 million. The president just has 25. Whose voice is louder? And I point this out as well. When you mentioned the gaslighting, we talk about all the time the talking points and the narrative being pushed by this administration. Americans feel a certain way, regardless of how the White House tries to make us feel. And she's a perfect example of someone with a family who is experiencing that hardship, and that's how they'll vote in November.
139 million people heard her loud and clear. Wow.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me.
Well, I just hope that all her subscribers, whether they be Democrat or Republican, that they don't re-elect this administration. I mean, that right there
even
was
if you're a
volumes.
Democrat, man, just keep it real, man. Come on, man. The
That
numbers are
speaks
down.
volume.
People are suffering. The mortgage. Let's not talk about that. It's the way it's at right now. The inflation.
The
of
homeowners
it's
insurance.
ridiculous, man. It makes no sense.
Ours almost
all.
doubled, and that is sad. I mean, she has a point. She made a good point.
She do.
Not everybody has a Cardi B. I mean, our family comes to depend on us, but we have family here, that we have to take care of in our house.
And Karen gets on there with a straight face. I'm gonna make sure I say her name right. I ain't gonna call her Kareem. Karen gets on there with a straight face every time, without just no.
So her hands move.
No emotions.
So her hands move.
And sit here and say
She do this.
everything is okay.
She do this.
Everything is moving up. The gas prices are going down. Food is going down. Food prices is going down. People are getting
at a level.
People are getting increases in their finances with the jobs, and it's like, lady,
My check went down since they got in the seat, so I don't know what shit.
If they put me in that seat, if I was a Democrat, I'd be like, man, it's bad, man, it's bad. This may be the last time y'all hear from me, but I gotta tell the truth, man. I ain't gonna sit here and tell y'all no lies, man. It's bad, man. I tried to tell Biden that it was, they telling me to gas y'all up, but it's bad, man.
You
bad.
see the stuff that's going on. We noticed it. We're not blind. Never mind. Some people are blind to think that this is okay, and it is not.
People ain't blind.
Well, they acting like they all need to put some shades on or something. This is ridiculous. All right, YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And we'll catch y'all later.
Oh, man. Peace.